Hey everybody, Jerry J here. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Up next today, we're reacting to another episode of the Ricky Gervais Show. This is season 3, episode 5, entitled Karl's Diary. And yeah, Karl's Day. My bad. That's Karl's Day. It's about time Karl had his own day. They should make that a holiday. Anyway. Before we get started, as always, we're going to hit the like and subscribe on the original video. We'd like to show support everywhere we go. Speaking of showing support, if by the end of this you enjoy watching this with me, I'd like to ask you to hit the like and subscribe on this video and let me know in the comments anything you want to see me react to, and I will get to it as soon as I can. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you know when I upload more content. Let's get into this.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Karl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington.
All right.
Karl, what doesn't annoy you? That's the question, really.
No, I'm not going to sit here and... different things annoy me. But I don't just go about getting annoyed.
Seems
Stuff
like
happens. No. Stuff happens.
What's
and
annoyed you this week?
Everything.
I mean, I tend to get annoyed when people around me get annoyed. I'm never the one who's going in somewhere getting annoyed. I'm quite happy-go-lucky, me.
You're having a laugh.
I'm not.
That's rubbish. There is nothing about... No one would ever say that.
No one...
How would you describe Karl Pilkington?
Oh, he's happy-go-lucky. Whenever I see him, he's skipping along, whistling a tune.
I whistle a lot, I've told you.
Yeah, only to annoy people when you're playing Scrabble.
No, I just... At the end of the day, I think the problem is, most of the day, I'm on my own.
Right.
Hit the nail on the head right there. He said at the end of the day, the problem is most of the day I'm on my own. Yeah, it's interesting seeing what Karl gets up to.
I think the problem is, most of the day, I'm on my own.
Right.
Right? I'm doing DIY at home. I'm quite happy. No one's there annoying me. I
Right.
go for my lunch later than everyone else, so I don't have to see people.
He's like Quasimodo, isn't he? It's like coming down when everyone else is not there.
When no one's around. Suzanne!
No, but then that's the problem. Suzanne then comes home. She's been sort of with people, so she comes in with loads of energy, and I'm going, just slow down. Stop going on, then she's breaking stuff, and that's probably the last thing.
She's breaking
She's
stuff.
heavy-handed with all the stuff I've been fixing. She broke the shutters. What else did she break? the
Well, you
other
could have
day?
done a good job.
I did do a
The
good job.
shutters? Where do you live? In the Old West? What do you mean the shutters?
Some shutters on a window. She heavy-handed with them.
I don't want them to see me. What a mum.
So what else has she broken?
She's always breaking stuff. The light switch outside. Heavy-handed. Don't. She forces things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter how hard you hit it or how hard you pull it. Just tell me if it doesn't work and I'll sort it. That's what I do these days. I'm like a caretaker to Suzanne's house. I'm wandering around and replacing stuff that she's fucked up.
I don't usually hear Karl cuss. You know? You don't usually hear that come from him. He just sort of walking around fixing stuff she's fucked up. Like, it worked until you broke it.
Suzanne's house. I'm wandering around and replacing stuff that she's fucked up.
So she annoys you. She comes home. You've had a lovely day of peace on your own.
So the only person that likes you and talks to you annoys you.
And when you're at home doing your DIY, I want to picture that scene.
Well, okay, right. We've never done this before, right? But let's do a typical day. We've known each other now. How long have we known Karl? Nearly 10 years.
Feels like a long time,
right?
yeah.
So, let's do a typical day in the life of Karl Pilkington.
So, for my first question is, what time does Suzanne have to wake up? Does that annoy you? Does she have to get up earlier than you?
Now I see why they call it Karl's Day. I thought they were actually going to leave him alone for a change. No, can't have that.
For my first question is, what time does Suzanne have to wake up? Does that annoy you? Does she have to get up earlier than you?
Because she's got a proper job.
The alarm goes off.
What time?
About 7.
That seems early.
Yeah, but I'm used to it now.
Okay.
At the
Now, you
moment,
spring out of bed, make her a cup of tea, do you?
no.
Right.
I let her get up, mess about.
By mess about, you mean get ready for work?
Yeah.
Right.
She's not being quiet, so I'm awake now. Right?
What do you mean she's not being quiet?
He's starting
Well,
the day.
she's just
He's starting the day annoyed. She's not being quiet, so I'm awake now. He's starting his day annoyed.
right.
What do you mean she's not being quiet?
Well, she's just banging about, like I say, heavy-handed. I don't know how she does it. It's just doors and stuff. Everything seems like the Hulk's in the house. Bounding about. Just don't be heavy-handed with it. When even like pulling the curtains shut and stuff, because it's not her who has to fix it. Do you know what I mean? When she's yanking at them and pulling them open, it's like just pull them like that. I've put them on a nice rail. Just pull them slowly like that.
Right.
It's things like that.
This sounds like these jobs aren't done correctly.
That's what
They
I'm
are
thinking.
done proper.
No, because if you get if you get a bad pair of jeans and someone says, oh, you've ripped it, a good pair of jeans, they won't rip, boy.
No, just look after it. It doesn't matter if you've got good jeans or poor jeans. Treat them the same. Look after your stuff. I've always been
Right.
like that.
I know,
I've
yeah.
told you from a young age I didn't like people sitting on my bed after I'd made it. It was like I've gone to the trouble, I've made it, there's no creases in it, don't sit on it. There's a chair there, use the chair.
Sure. Okay. That's mental, but yeah.
It's not mental.
It's the behaviour of a
It's not
psychopath.
mental.
Yeah.
So, Suzanne's
she's
fashion
got-
about the place.
So the doors, I mean, what's up with the doors? Do they squeak, or is the
No.
catch been done wrongly on
No.
them, or
No,
is
it
it the
hasn't.
wrong
No.
wood or something?
No, just heavy-handed.
Right, okay.
So then she has a
Sounds
shower.
like they're slamming.
If I have a shower, I like to go second because I've got the Mr. Muscle spray that she doesn't do properly.
The what?
Do you breakfast together?
Just sit on the bed, have some.
Oh, I even made.
Hold up. What was that? Mr. Muscle Spray? Okay. By the look of his arm, it's not working.
Go second because I've got the Mr. Muscle spray that she doesn't do properly.
Right.
Do you breakfast together?
Just sit on the bed, have some.
Oh, I even made the bed yet.
Yeah, it's made.
Well, don't sit on the bed if it's made.
No, I've
Sit on
calmed
the
down.
chair.
I've calmed down. That's what I've said to her. As I'm getting older,
Yeah.
I'm easing a bit.
Yeah, you're like Doris Day.
So sit on the bed, look
Why
out
are you
the
having
window.
breakfast not sat on the bed? That
Yeah,
makes sense
that
to
doesn't
me.
make sense
Either
to me.
have breakfast in bed,
Just 'cause
classic,
the
or have it
radio-
at the kitchen
The
table.
radio's in there, and it's just kind of.
So you get up, make breakfast, go back and sit on the bed because the radio's
What's
in
going
there.
on with the crumbs, Rick?
I don't know what the crumbs are doing,
Are the
but I don't
crumbs
know why
all
they've
over?
got two
Crumbs.
radios.
Hang on, you don't know what I'm having. I'm having cornflakes. No crumbs with cornflakes.
No, but
So you're having, two of you are sat there. Are you sat on opposite sides of the bed looking at each other, or you're both sat on the sides of the bed
sat-
looking at the wall, listening to the radio, eating a bowl of cornflakes?
Yeah,
well, you could sort of cross-legged on the bed, or your legs are down on the
just
floor.
down on the floor.
Right.
Fully clothed now, you've had the showers.
I might have a t-shirt on and my undies.
Okay.
I haven't put my socks on yet. I don't like socks. I'd put them on last.
Why don't you like socks?
Oh no.
They just cut off your freedom.
I don't know how socks can cut off anything.
It's all right if your feet are cold. They're nice to put on, but I don't know. My socks are never that well fitting, so I don't really enjoy
But why
wearing
don't you
them.
get socks that fit
You
you?
get
Because
the
I
right
never buy
size.
socks, do
They
I?
should
Let
be the
other
same
people-
size as your shoes.
Yeah,
little
I let
roll.
other people buy them for me, and they're never quite right.
But hold on though, this is a rule you've imposed on yourself.
I'm only telling you because you've asked. I didn't come here
Right.
moaning about it. I'm just
Socks
saying-
cut off your freedom. Never heard that before.
okay.
Yeah, that's a new one on me too. I'm not sure where he was going with that or what he means by that. The socks cut off your freedom. Yeah, he lost me on this
You've
one.
asked. I didn't come in here moaning about it. I'm just
Socks
saying-
cut off your freedom. Never heard that before.
Okay. Mandela said it.
Well, yeah, never heard socks compared to the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, I think William Wallace said it as well. Right.
Yeah, imagine that in Braveheart. Just takes his socks off and goes, freedom!
Yeah.
Anyway, then I'll say, right, on your way to work, take the bin bag out,
Right.
She'll do that, and then I get on with whatever I've got to do that day.
Little kiss on the cheek, on the
But why
forehead.
do you say...
Pat on the head.
Who pats who on the head?
I'll just sort of rub the back of her head. There you go, see you later.
Then what? You're there, you got
A
your
pat
pants
on
on,
the
you got
head.
your t-shirt on,
Well,
you've
you
had your
listen to the
cornflakes.
news, you listen to what's being said on the radio, we'll have a little discussion about it. Sometimes she's in the mood for it, sometimes she'll go, don't worry about it.
Right, what would she say that to then? What would you worry about if you heard on the news?
I heard something about worms getting teeth,
What?
Right.
and she was kind of going, you know, you're not meant to worry about this news story, this war's going on stuff, you never listen to them.
Do you remember the story of the worms with the teeth? Should we be alarmed ourselves? What was the information?
It was just saying how, it was all about nature versus nurture thing.
Right?
And saying how worms that are growing up in a family where there's loads of food around,
What do you mean growing up in a family?
just a family of worms in the soil,
Right.
they're going through the soil. If there's loads of food for everyone, and they don't have to fight for food,
Right.
they're quite happy they don't have teeth. The ones, like the rougher worms, where there's not enough, it's like a massive family, the kids left, right and centre, but they haven't got the nutrients to feed them all. They fight against each other, and the ones that they're growing teeth now.
I didn't hear the news story, so I'm
What?
going out on a limb here. I don't think it was about a worm being maybe more working class and chavvy, though. With like big families, look at that, that big family can't even feed them all. And then you got middle class worms going, well, we've got enough food for everyone because we haven't overbred.
You know what people are like now? They've got researchers watching all sorts of stuff,
Right.
keeping their eye on everything. When you don't have to worry about it. A worm with teeth, if they've got teeth or not, to me it is not a problem. Not a problem at all. I normally save a worm if I see one.
Then why did he bring... wait. Then why is he worried about it if it's not a problem? I'm confused. Karl's got me confused this week. I don't know.
Teeth or not, to me it is not a problem. Not a problem at all. I normally save a worm if I see one.
So,
In the rain, on a pavement. If I see it there, I go, someone's going to stand on that, and I chuck it, and I sort of watch it for a bit, see which way it was going, give it an helping hand.
see which way it was going, like it had an aim.
Well,
See
they do.
which...
No, they do though, don't they? They're always going somewhere.
Yeah.
He was going to the dentist.
You can't tell. You don't know which end its head's on.
Okay, so it's 8:05. Suzanne's gone out, you've rubbed the back of her head, she's took the rubbish out. You're there, pants, t-shirt,
No socks.
no socks yet. What happens to the bowls of ex-cornflakes? Where do they go? Have you got...
I wash up.
You wash up, that's the next thing you do, is it? Right, okay.
Now then, do you plan ahead for the day? Do you think to yourself, Karl, make a list of stuff to do, or do you just let it go?
I let it happen. I
just let
don't
it
like the worst thing for me is planning.
Yeah,
I've told you before.
Yeah.
You don't get anything done by planning, is
I
what you said.
don't.
I get that. I try to plan things out, and it never works out right. My days never go as planned. That's why I gave up a long time ago on that. I just take life as it comes to me anymore. As I take whatever it throws at me. That's all you can do, really, you know. But yeah, I get where he's coming.
Is planning.
Yeah,
I told you before.
Yeah.
You don't get anything done by planning, is
I
what you said.
don't like the idea of waking up going, I've got to do that today, because that's when you don't look forward to doing the thing.
Yep.
Whereas I get up, I'm washing up, I'll look at a wall and I'll go, those tiles aren't very good, I'm going to rip them off. So,
Christ. This is amazing. This is amazing. I mean, forget Idiot Abroad. Forget the Ricky Gervais Show. Let's just have 24/7 Karl Cam. Just think how that would. He gets up. Suzanne leaves. We get him to, he looks at a wall.
He starts tearing the tiles off. It looks like the behaviour of a psychopath, doesn't it?
Oh, so this is what worries me though. The fact that you're always doing DIY suggests that you didn't do a good job in the first place.
no,
Steve, am I wrong?
I
right.
never ever do the same thing twice.
No,
Once
we
it's
know.
done, it's done. I do it right. I take my time. I get it done
So
right.
this is other people's workmanship that you're undoing and doing
Definitely.
properly. Okay, right.
Now, the radio's in the bedroom, so you can't listen to the radio when you're doing your work.
I normally drag it through.
You drag it through. How big is it?
No, it's just a little clock radio thing.
So it's plugged in, it's,
plug it in,
yeah, okay.
Then,
So if it wasn't for meeting up with me and Steve, and Suzanne being home between, I don't know, 6 o'clock at night and 8 the next morning, you wouldn't talk to anyone, would you?
Do you have any friends that you might talk to?
Yeah, I talk to some people on the phone, but then I soon get bored with that.
Right.
About 5 minutes in, I realise I'm not listening anymore.
Guilty. Been there. Wait, what'd you say? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
About 5 minutes in, I realise I'm not listening anymore.
I've been there.
So what were you talking about that you got bored about?
I can't remember because I got bored with it.
Yeah.
And he was talking, and I kind of thought, I hope he doesn't say, what do you think of that in a minute, because I wasn't listening.
Right.
So what's the point of having a
Just
conversation?
hang up on him?
I don't know.
But hold on, I call you up. It's presumably the first phone call you get. It's the first phone call I
Sometimes.
make. I call you up, and I go, what's going on, boy? Right?
Yeah, but most of the time I don't tell you, because you'll go, right, what are you doing DIY? Pay someone to do it. And we have to have all that every day, the same chat. If I'm not
got a
doing DIY,
point.
I wouldn't be doing anything. And then I get grumpy. Suzanne comes home, she goes, what have you done today? And I go, nothing. And I get fed up then, because I don't
Because
feel like I'm worth anything.
I work harder for your career than you do. I'm always doing stuff to try and get you to do stuff. I'm always trying to get you shows and things, and I'm always trying to get you to get out there and do something towards it.
I don't want to do it. I've done it now.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
We did the programme, it goes out on the telly. Job done. If people want to watch it, they watch it. There's no point me cropping up on Loose Women, asking people to tune into my programme. They either want to watch it or they don't. If they're watching Loose Women, I don't want them watching my programme. There's a lot of crap on the telly, and that's why, in a way, people go, oh, it's amazing, isn't it, that you're on the telly? No, not really. Because there's loads of garbage on there. Anyone can get on it.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's
true.
not special anymore.
That's
It used to be
true.
special in the
Right.
80s when there was like 3 channels, 4 channels. Now it's a doddle.
But that's why you should make special TV. You should relish that.
No, because they want some sort of flumph telly, don't they? That's they don't have to. They don't have to think about.
Yeah.
Do you mean the programme The Flumps?
He didn't say flump. He said flump.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now this is. Now, how are you spelling flump? It's FLUMP.
PH.
PH flump. PH flump.
PF.
PF. Oh,
PF?
Flump. Okay.
Flump telly.
Yeah, Flump.
Flump telly. So
What?
And what would be an example of Flump telly?
what's flump telly?
No, I don't want to go slagging stuff off, but
No.
I'm just saying I watch less
Who
and
would
less
feature
telly
in
now.
Flump telly? Who would be a typical
Who's
person?
typical? Is it those? Is it all for those awful docu-soaps where people live their life like an open wound, saying, "Look, my fanny fell off," and
I haven't seen that, but yeah, all that.
I know he's talking about all the reality shows. It's like the Extreme Makeover and stuff like that. I'm betting that's what he's talking about. Anyway.
my fanny fell off, and
I haven't seen that, but yeah, all that sort of stuff. I do honestly. The amount of telly I watch now compared to a few years ago, it's non-existent. Suzanne comes home at night. I might watch a Grand Designs to get some tips off it. Other than that,
So that's work. You count that as work, don't you?
Research, at
well,
least.
at least you learn something. So then we'll just sit and have a game of crib. Or,
You'd have been happy in the Blitz, wouldn't you? You'd have been happy down in one of those subway stations.
Oh, Suzanne, what? What? Chimney scar? Oh no, what was that? Doodlebug. I better go up there. Oh, leave it. Well, it's fine. Oh, that's bloody heavy-handed, them Germans. They're bloody heavy-handed.
Well, let's go back a bit here. So you've done a bit of tiling. Good job. Please, you're halfway through. Spot a lunch around 3ish.
yeah.
What do you do? Do you pop out for lunch in a cab?
Depends. Sometimes Suzanne, as I pat her on the head, she sometimes says, "There's some ham in the fridge." And I'll go, right.
I love it. Like, it's a little choreograph. If I better pat her on the head. I don't know what's going to eat today. Oh, Karl thinks, like Pavlovian conditioning.
Yeah.
Last time I patted her on the head, she told me about some food in the fridge. Bye, love. Take the rubbish out. I'm in the fridge. Cheers. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll eat that.
Now, just the radio's on the whole time. Is there? Because I want to picture this. You're not working in silence. Radio's on the whole time. that little squeaky radio that's sort of halfway in the doorway of the bedroom and the lounge or whatever. You've got the radio. And what station you listen to? You listen to music? You listen
Sometimes
to
I
speech?
listen to sort of speech stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I listen to music.
What would be speech, like a kind of one of those phone-in programmes? Or
Phone-ins do me head in a bit.
Right.
I like, you know, reports on stuff.
so you like to be informed as you go?
Yeah, just so it gives me something to talk about, because if you're not with anyone all day, your brain's not doing anything, is it? Whereas me listening to them, it's like having someone in the room telling you stuff without you having to chat back. I prefer that. I'm a bigger listener than I'm a talker.
Yeah.
Whereas
That makes
these days,
sense.
a lot of people are talking, but they're not listening.
Perfect.
Ooh. Yeah. He's got a... Karl, once in a while you get some of that deep logic from Karl. These days everybody's talking and nobody's listening. He's got a point. It's like there's too much of this and way too little people paying attention. It's talking points are the big thing anymore, and like he said, the problem is people don't slow down to pay attention to what's going on around them. They're always about the next thing. You got to slow down and take things in. But I get where he's coming from with that. I listen to podcasts for the same reason. It's like having somebody talking to you. You don't have to talk back. So I just let that play in my ears while I'm doing other things. And it kind of settles my mind a little bit, you know. So I get where he's coming from.
Telling you stuff without you having to chat back. I prefer that. I'm a bigger listener than I'm a talker.
Yeah.
Whereas these days, a lot of people are talking, but they're not listening.
Perfect.
So,
Although you're not listening to actual humans like your friends when they call you up.
because they're just mithering.
Do you make sure that you get everything done and dusted before Suzanne comes home, so she comes home to a spotless place?
Yeah.
And so she comes in, do you instantly show her the work you've done, or do you just let her notice it for herself?
Sometimes I just leave it and see how long it takes for her to go, oh, you've done that.
Okay.
And if she doesn't notice it, are you annoyed or are you excited to tell her?
Sometimes I forget.
That's me. That's me to a T. Sometimes I forget. I can do that. I can forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I've done it before. Plenty of times.
Sometimes I forget.
He does it again the next day.
Yeah, that's why it looks a bit shoddy. I should do that. Wow, sometimes you forget. And so it's not the equivalent of when a lady comes to him and says, oh, you haven't noticed my new hairdo. Is it sort of the equivalent for you? If she hasn't noticed, you don't get frustrated.
Now, you do notice her new hairdos, don't you? Because you say you don't like them. So what does she say about your tiling?
No, most of the stuff I do, she goes, that's good. But sometimes she'll go, why don't we just get someone in to do it?
What, before or after?
Well, it depends what it is. If it's something that's big and has been bothering her, but it's not bothering me.
That's a good question. Before or after? It works on it. Does she want to get somebody in to do it? That goes a long way towards Karl defending his craftsmanship, you know?
Depends what it is. If it's something that's big and has been bothering her, but it's not bothering me, I'm saying I'll sort it out.
Well, what's an example of something that's big that bothers her and not you?
Don't worry about it. She's going to get someone in. Well, no, I won't get someone in. Because, you see, the thing is, she got someone in once when the oven blew up. Right? I said, leave it, I'll sort it, I'll look at it. No, you don't know what you're doing. Get someone in. No, let me have a look. No, get someone in. She calls someone up. They come round. The old £80 call-out charge business, straight away. They pull it out. They go, it was the fuse and the plug. Now, I could have sorted that out, but she didn't give me a chance. So now it's good now, because I've got that on the old back burner. So every time she says, let's call someone out, I'll go, oven. There's a little reminder. So I'm glad in a way that she did.
He got something to hold against her. Oven. Oh my goodness. I love this man.
There's a little reminder. So I'm glad in a way that she did. But so now she just leaves it. She doesn't interfere.
Now,
Karl, I've got terrible pains. Oven.
Yeah, I normally speak to my mum and dad at some point every day.
Really?
Do you? Every
From a
day you
call.
speak to your mum and dad?
Yeah.
Could you take us through a typical conversation with your dad? He calls up.
What does he say? What does he say?
He said, I've just been out, got your mum some medicine.
Well, every time he calls, he's
No, I'm
been out
just
and
telling
got
you the last call
Oh,
out.
I see, sorry. Right.
What's the weather like? And then my mum might get on, and
What's she got to say?
Look forward to this.
she just tells me a bit of it. She, like, what was it the other day? She said, oh, have you seen them tablets? That are food.
She's
What?
just so like you! She's just like you! Oh
Yeah.
God, what is she, a fucking astronaut? Have you seen them tablets? What are food? Oh,
Go on, what are the
God.
tablets that are like food?
No, that's what it is. It's like the spaceman food. They've come out and we're just chatting about them. She's saying, oh...
What do you mean they've come out? Really?
Yeah, because we live in a busy world and everything, where people haven't got time to have a proper lunch.
So you have a call like this,
What?
scintillating phone conversation like this every day with your parents.
Yeah.
And does she always try to find a piece of new information she thinks might interest you?
That's
each day?
sweet though, that's
Yeah,
sweet that he talks
absolutely.
to his parents every day. So you've spoken to your mum and dad, you've changed the tiles.
Suzanne comes in,
The kitchen's all clean, ready for her to make the tea.
ready for her to make the tea, even though you've been, I know you've been tiling, but that was a job you gave yourself. You didn't have to do it.
Right.
No, but I don't do cooking. She knows that. This isn't even a discussion.
Right.
She knows
What are you having tonight?
scampi. So she'll do all that. I'll eat it.
And sorry, let me just rewind for a second.
I'll eat it. He's listing it in his day's work.
Okay.
I'll eat it. I say, I've eaten that. She goes, thank you. I go, oven. Okay, let's act it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you've just cleaned up, right? The last bit there, you look back, them tiles look good. You look at the clock.
Right, vacuuming up, cleaning up all the mess. Oh, phone's going. Who's that? Suzanne. All right. Yeah, coming home. All right then. See you in a bit. She'll go. I'll put the kettle on, or at least fill it, ready. Because she normally calls again.
What do you mean? She calls again? What?
She calls again when she's out the tube.
Let's do it. Let's hear it. What's going on?
All right. You out the tube? Yeah. Do you want a cup of tea? Yeah. All right. See you in a minute. Sometimes I'll say, "I'll get us a little treat when you come out the tube."
Yeah.
So she'll get me, a bounty or something to go with a cup of tea.
Do you
Coconut.
specify that when you say get me a treat? She says, well, what?
I
Sometimes you have a Mars bar, sometimes you have a
No,
bounty.
that's enough for me. When she comes in, it's a talking topic, innit? What have you got me?
Topic.
Okay.
She sometimes gets you a topic.
It's something to chat about, innit?
Right. Okay.
Get your bounty.
To chat about.
So, has there ever been a time? Sorry, I just got to get this straight, Steve.
Sorry, Rick, I just wanted to say,
I get the feeling Karl's like me in another way. I don't understand, or I don't see the need for small talk, so I don't engage in it very often. Talking just to make conversation with someone is very difficult for me. I have to have a reason to talk to that person. Like, either they need something or I need something. There has to be some reason for me to talk to them. Otherwise, just talking to make conversation, I don't do that. I can't. What's the word I'm looking for? Let's say I don't understand the need for small talk, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I've always been like that. I've always been to where I say what I mean when I need to say it, and that's it. I've had people at work ask me why I don't stop to chit chat with people when I'm working, and it's like, and I usually tell them, it's like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to do a job. And yeah, it was just the way I was, But I see where he's going with that.
So, has there ever been a time? Sorry, I just
I
got to
get
get
the
this
feeling
straight. Steve.
Karl's just
sorry,
like
Rick, I
me
just
on
wanted to
that
say,
one.
could you imagine you and I having a conversation about what chocolate bar you ever brought me? What'd you get me, Rick?
Got your bounty, is that all
Thanks,
right?
mate.
Yep.
That's as long as that conversation can possibly
Yeah,
go.
that is
You're
it.
talking about it's a talking point.
Yeah, so what happens? So what was the last time there was a discussion about what she bought you? Did she ever bring you a bounty and you go, oh, I was really hoping for a Mars bar?
I think the last time she got a bounty, I sort of said, "Oh, they do a 3-pack now." Do you know how they just have 2 bars? They do a 3 one.
Right, what did she say?
She said, "Do they?"
She said, I want out of this relationship.
No, but that's how she comes through. Take a coat off. I'll go. Oh. She'll go. What are we having scampi still, or have you gone off the idea? And then I'll go. Oh, you know, we should get them tablets my mum's been talking about. She goes, "What tablets?" I go, "The food." So see how it's all coming together.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and that's.
What does she say to the idea of now living on?
How it's all coming together. They don't make the tablets though. Not for general consumption.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and that's.
What does she say to the idea of now living on tablets instead of having some scampi and chips when she comes home after a hard day's work? What does she say
just
to
sort of
that?
goes, "Oh, right."
She says, "Oh, right."
Yeah.
So this important information which you're imparting that you've garnered during the day, her response to that is, "Oh, right."
Yeah.
So-
and then I'll get her attention at some point. I'll say there's worms with teeth.
What?
I'll get her attention at some point.
I almost forgot about the worms with teeth. You know? He's calling back everything, you know?
I'll get her attention at some point. I'll say I'm going to bring out the good big guns now.
Imagine-
Right, she's ignoring me. Okay, wait for this. Suzanne, I see you're ignoring me. Yeah. Worms with teeth. Oh God. Amazing. So what does she say to worms have teeth?
I can't remember. She just sort of said, "Oh, have you got the facts right?" I said, "Yeah." That's kind of it. And she'll either go, "Oh, right," or she'll. I mean, it's pretty rare that it's anything more than that.
So it's not a conversation, really. It's,
No.
Because the response twice now has been, "Oh, right."
What happens next? Take us through.
I'll sort of say, "You got anything to report? Anything gone on today?" And she knows it's. I sort of phase off again. It's like a phone call. She'll go, "Oh, so and so's leaving or whatever," and I don't know these people. And
Right.
I'm not that interested.
And she senses that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she'll go, "Oh, have you paid the insurance?" I go, "No, I forgot." She'll go, "Yeah, I've told you to do that." I said, "Yeah, but I've been doing the tiling." She's going, "Yeah, but weren't meant to do the tiling. I asked you to sort the insurance out on the washer because the washer keeps breaking." And she won't let me fix it, even though I know what it was. It was a heating element. I said, I know how to fix that. Then have a game of crib.
It's like being in an old people's home.
I know.
Right?
And you've had a lovely game of crib with Suzanne, because, you know, the magic's still there. And what time do you hit the sack?
Don't know, about 11.
Do you go to bed at the same time?
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, that's
So,
the day. Really.
well, hang on, we haven't finished yet. So, any conversation before bed?
Depends if the radio's on. I might say, "Look, here's that story about the worm."
Yeah.
And then she'll go, "Yeah, but look, it hasn't got teeth. It said this, that, and the other." And I'll go, "Oh, yeah, forgot."
Good night.
That's the end of that. Really.
Another day closer to death.
Another day closer to death. You got a point. We're all just one day closer. How's that song? How's that song go? Another day older and deeper in debt. Anyway, this was epic. As that Karl cracks me up. I get the feeling we're alike in several different ways. One of them is the innate shyness that he exudes. I think that's the word. You can tell it in him. It's not really a shyness. It's just a reservedness, if that makes sense. He's like very stuck in his ways. So he's very against. I noticed Karl is very like against change. He doesn't like change very much. But yeah, this was absolutely great. You guys have to let me know what you thought about this in the comments. I really enjoyed this one. Anyway, if you haven't done so yet, I'd like to ask you to hit that like and subscribe before you leave. It'd be greatly appreciated. It helps with the algorithm and helps boost the channel in YouTube's rankings or whatever. But it helps get the channel out to more people. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, like I said, it'd be greatly appreciated. It just takes a second. And yeah, let me know in the comments anything you want to see me react to, and I will get to that as soon as possible. These lights are killing my eyes right now. But anyway, that is just about going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me, and I hope to see you on the next one. I love you guys. Peace. Hey guys, make sure to check out one of my other videos right here at Jerry J.